Today was scheduled for memorial service for Bishop ALLAN Kiuna. And today the speeches were wonderful. I want us we go clip by clip to listen to the people that they gave their um speeches today. And I will start with one man of God from South Africa. He had great speech concerning the man of God was left as Bishop ALLAN Kiuna. Let us listen to this man of God from Johannesburg, that is from South Africa, to hear what the connection that he had with Bishop Kiuna.
Garcia, thank you for having all of us here. To the excellencies, we honor you. To the men of God that preach, thank you for such an amazing word that you brought to us. To my dear friend and sister, Reverend Kathy, and your children, our heart reaches out to you. You've been dear friends with us for so many years with my late wife. And I was ministering. I actually had my leaders meeting with all my leaders gathered in church. And this was Tuesday last week. And as we were in this meeting, I had my phone with me, and I saw calls coming in from Dubai, from Nigeria, from Ghana. I mean, some people I haven't spoken to in so many years or months are calling me, and I was wondering, why is everybody calling my phone? So I finished the meeting, and I went into my car quickly, called one of them, Reverend Eric Hemeku in Ghana, who was also a dear friend of Bishop Allen. And he said to me, hey, our brother is gone. I said, what? And, went home that night. I couldn't sleep. My wife woke up in the middle of the night, saw me sitting up on the bed, just leaning on the pillow. And she says, babe, I said, man, this Bishop is gone, man. Bishop is gone. So I stand here on behalf of all his friends. He was a good man. Bishop was a great man. He was a fighter. Bishop was such a strong man, and he also enjoyed life. The one thing I have learned from him is he knew how to enjoy life. I was telling them yesterday in church, I ministered at JCC yesterday, and I said, one time he came into Johannesburg and he said, please drive me to Harley Davidson. I said, Harley Davidson? I know Harley Davidson makes bikes, but I wasn't sure what we were going there to do. So I got there, he says he rides bikes. I say, you ride bikes? I said, those things are for white people. I said, what are you doing with bikes? He bought these helmets, and then next thing I saw a picture of him, and unfortunately I was online with my late wife. We were just sitting together, and she saw Reverend Kathy and Bishop Allen on a bike wearing helmet. My late wife looked at it, he said, you see your mates. Your mates are enjoying life. All you do is read Bible, pray, and fast. I said, Bishop Allen has put me in trouble, Another time he came, he said to me, take me to a place called Macro. I took him to Macro. We went to buy golf. Is it golf? I said, man of God, what are you doing with it? He said, I play golf. He said he's going for how many holes? I said, which holes? What are holes? I have not. So he was a man that enjoyed life. He taught his friends that, look, man, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Say amen. So he really enjoyed life, and he was a very serious man, loved his friends, anywhere he could be a support. I remember when my late wife passed, he flew into Johannesburg after the funeral, and him and I had coffee, and he gave me a lot of counsel, a lot of comfort, and spoke into my heart. And he also told me through that, how he has been going through his ordeal, and the diagnosis and all that, and strengthened me and said to me, look, I don't know how God has delivered me from this, but my brother Cheob, then I was still single. Thank God he has blessed me with a beautiful wife who I'm with here today, Pastor Bulelwa. Amen. So I was still single. He encouraged me and said, look, man, serve the Lord. And we had held hands together. One of the things that stood out for me, many years ago, I I was flying somewhere. I still can't, I've been trying to figure out where I was flying to. I was from Johannesburg and I was flying through Kenyan Airways into another country. But at that time, Kenyan Airways was not as organized as it is now. I believe they are better now, amen. But it was I'm talking about almost 20 years ago. So, and then I told him, I said, bro, I was in Kenya airport. And then I was still using Nigerian passport because I'm originally born from Nigeria, but now I have a South African citizenship. So, and I said I flew into Kenya and I wanted to, there was a delay in my flight for 12 hours. And I begged these immigration people to allow me in to rest in a hotel. And I mean, at this time, I could afford any hotel. I begged these people, they refused. And they made me stay in the airport for 12 hours. As I was leaving, I said, I will never come back to Kenya again all the days of my life. So I called Bishop Allan. I said, your people made me suffer. He said, my brother, I will change that narrative for you. I'm going to invite you to Kenya and give you first-class treatment. And that was the kind of heart he had, to change that narrative, you know. And then one of the other things that, always, I always speak about that stands out for me when it comes to that man. He was such a man that had feelings for people. So I got sued in South Africa, many years ago. This is almost 10 years now. 2016, thereabout. I got sued. In South Africa, people, that's why pastors, you guys are blessed here. In South Africa, they sue you to collect back their offering. That's true. They can sue. Like when people give big offerings, you give them a paper to sign that I gave it willingly with my mind in order, so that after you have collected the offering, you will not get to be sued. So I was in court. A lady sued me, so I was in court. It was my turn to almost go to the stand to defend myself. And Bishop Allan calls me. I said, bro, I'm in court, man. He says, please walk out. What I'm about to say to you is important. He said, one of our friends and his wife are in trouble. And I'm not there. I can't handle this. This matter is a concern to me. I'm having sleepless nights for this. And I want you to take over this matter on my behalf. Please, whatever you do, resolve this issue for me. He was that kind of person that cared for others. Called me out of court just because somebody is, I'm fighting my own battle. You are telling me to take over another battle. What kind of thing is this, But that's the kind of friend he was. That if you had a battle, he was ready to take over. And if he was not there, he will find another person that would take over that battle. He was that kind of man. Thank God for giving us such a man for 57 years. We celebrate him and we celebrate his legacy. Thank you, Reverend Kathy, for being such a friend. I still always say to her, the first time I heard Bishop Allan preach, he was in Johannesburg. He came with Reverend Kathy. And Bishop Allan is preaching, and Reverend Kathy is shouting, preach to me. You are the man. I said, I'm like, and then my late wife is sitting beside me. I looked at her, I look up. I'm trying to pass a message to say, my friend, when I'm preaching, if I don't see you do this, you are. So that was the kind, you people were really a good team. You were just an amazing team. You both loved each other. It was evident. You both dress well. We on the other side, I love clothes. I dress well. I love to look good. So one of the things I do is, because me and Bishop Allan followed each other, after every Sunday service, I'll just see him. There's a place he stands every Sunday to take picture. And I'm still going to take my picture there so I can show him that I took picture where he always take pictures. And I love you both. I love you. I love your children. And we want to say to you, I'm speaking now on behalf of our friends all over the world, and also our ministry, House of Treasures Ministries, all the way in Johannesburg, South Africa, that we will stand with you. Anytime you call, we'll be there. You know, the reason I'm here is one morning I woke up early in the morning and she sent me a message and said, Apostle, how did you handle this? I'm hurting. How did you do this? You know, obviously, when I lost my late wife, you know, so when I read that message, I said to my wife, I remarried 2 years ago, and we just had a baby. Our baby is 1 month old. I said to my wife, we are dumping this boy and we are going to Kenya. So right now, yesterday, my mother-in-law called us, who's taking care of the baby. The baby, I say, hey, quiet. We are here to see to our friend, amen, and bid him goodbye. God bless you. I love you all. Amen.
Now, you see, the connection that he had with other people is the way we've heard from this man of God from South Africa. It was very great a connection. And now, let us look